none of this radio pop shit. I drop this, turning back the clocks to rock shit. I cop it, said knock knock, I'm on this. I'm hot bitch, like a hot bitch, it's top lit. I lock in, I got this, radio drop this. Hot shit, just watch this, I fucking promise. Too lit, do not miss your chance to cop this. Will you capture it, or just let it slip? Oh, they say I wanna be in, cause my rap is tight. But really, they just give a fuck that I ain't black and white. I'm not anyone else, man, I'm one of a kind. So sit back, relax, and listen one more time. I said I got this, none of this radio pop shit. I drop this, turning back the clocks to rock shit. I cop it, said knock knock, I'm on this. I'm hot bitch, like a hot bitch, it's top lit. I said I got this, none of this radio pop shit. I drop this, turning back the clocks to rock shit. I cop it, said knock knock, I'm on this. I'm hot bitch, like a hot bitch, it's top lit. I love the girls that fuck with my music, getting referrals from the girls love to booze it, party and lose it. That's the life I'm choosing, not losing. That's my 2 cents, so use it. You know I'm back, as a matter of fact. I'm better than ever, never been better. I know that I wrote that. Sipping on some coke and no jack, could stare and bitch and take a pic. Kodak, I threaten the game, cause money and fame, they don't affect my brain. It's fucking all the same. I'm sick of hearing about these Insta names with Insta fame. Take a pic, sick, you're lame. A quick fix to shame, you lick dick for fame. A thick chick is lame, a chick picked to late. I think I've gone insane, I think I've lost my brain. And honestly, I'm a motherfucking novelty. I said I got this, none of this radio pop shit. I drop this, turning back the clocks to rock shit. I cop it, said knock knock, I'm on this. I'm hot bitch, like a hot bitch, it's top lit. I said I got this, none of this radio pop shit. I drop this, turning back the clocks to rock shit. I cop it, said knock knock, I'm on this. I'm hot bitch, like a hot bitch, it's top lit.
This is the Motor Cop Chronicles podcast with the midweek news. 2 law enforcement professionals giving their unfiltered opinions. Be forewarned, they might be triggering, so sit down and hold on. This might get a little bumpy. Here are your hosts, the Iceman and Doc Holliday.
Welcome back to the midweek news. Doc's not gonna make it. He had a late appointment, so we're running it solo today. So might have some special, maybe doing some ninja stuff or something. I don't know. Anyway, he contacted me way early this morning. Said he probably wasn't gonna make it. That he had an appointment. So anyway, it's just the Iceman. Warning. Might get explicit, might hurt people's feelings, and if you're that type of person, either leave or sit down and shut up, get some tissue and dry your little crying eyes out, because your feelings do not concern me. So, got quite a few different stories we're going to talk about. Let's talk about this first one. It's I think it's kind of funny. So let me pull it up. I'm going to pull this picture up if you're watching live or on the video afterwards. You can always go look at the pictures. And I say I'm going to pull it up. Here it is. All right, here's the picture. Right here. As you can see the headline, it says, "Oh my. The jaw-dropping world naked bike ride returns on June the 12th in New Orleans." So, you still have a few days to get down there. I think that's this weekend. You can go down to New Orleans and ride a bicycle naked, I guess. Personally will not be there because nobody wants to see me naked on a bicycle. Nor do I want to see what most likely is riding the bicycles down there. It says one of the most startling spectacles in a town known for startling spectacles is back. in all of its jiggling glory. They named that one right. The World Naked Bike Ride will pedal into full view on Saturday, June the 12th, in downtown New Orleans, as it has for the past 13 years. The dress code for the event is as bare as you dare. In that spirit, many participants will be clad in revealing yet somewhat restrained costumes. Others will camouflage themselves with strategically applied body paint. But be warned, some will straddle their Schwinns as unclothed as Adam and Eve ever were. The founder, Sebren Strother, said that fully clothed cyclists are welcome to join the ride, but they rarely do. Participants should wear whatever makes them feel comfortable, he said. Though he added, I guess the ride will never make people comfortable. In a way, it's the objective. The World Naked Bike Ride, which takes place in various cities across the globe, is meant to shock the public into bicycle awareness. The nakedness of the riders emphasizes their vulnerability in traffic. The theory is if we notice cyclists in their birthday suits, maybe we'll be more likely to pay attention to them under ordinary circumstances too. Riders are known to paint the phrase, "Can you see me now?" on their bodies to emphasize the point. Okay, like I said, any of y'all want to go down there and take a naked bike ride or go take a look? You going to Florida, Robert? Well, you could stop by and take yourself a naked bike ride. Got you an airman and get straight on. I just want to know how many people are riding the bicycles without the seat on it with a naked bike ride. I don't know. I know Mardi Gras and stuff. A lot of people show body parts and stuff like that. I assume, no, I agree with you, Robert. It can't be that comfortable. I assume that they get some kind of permit to do this or what, or you taking a chance of getting arrested. I do not know. I try to stay out of New Orleans as much as possible. Been there, done that, got the pin. Don't need to go back. But anybody in Louisiana or anybody around here that are listening that wants to hop a flight or drive to New Orleans this weekend and go look at most likely a bunch of fucking fat naked people. Because usually it's the naked people, it's usually not the ones you want to see. That's how, anyway, my experience has been anyway. It's usually the ones that, it's not going to be some hot chick on a bicycle riding around naked. So, have fun. I just thought I saw it and I was like, what the fuck? The naked bike ride. So, the naked bike ride is back. Go participate. Can you see me now? See some old man who's fucking, the boo-boo bus people get caught with some old man on a bike and his old saggy balls and got caught in the fucking spokes or something like that. So, that would be a sight, wouldn't it? Saggy ball caught in the spokes. All right, the next one is, the next story is, most everybody should have heard about it by now. Well, we'll do this one. I'm not going to do that one yet. We'll do this one right here first. This guy right here. Bryce Michael Williams, 27 years old. All right. This guy was, I'll just read it. The last of four men who admitted to burning Minneapolis Police Department's 3rd Precinct building during a riot after George Floyd's murder has been slapped with a 4-year prison sentence and a $12 million fine. 12, like I guarantee you, they're never going to see that fucking money. Never going to see that money. That motherfucker ain't getting $12 million. Bryce Michael Williams, 27. That's him right there, as you can see. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, he's right there on the screen if you happen to be online watching or whatever. He received his sentence on Monday from Judge Patrick Schlitz, who described the defendant as a good person who made a terrible mistake. What kind of fucking bullshit is that? Motherfucker is he burnt a fucking police station down. I think the cops were still in. They were trying to get it burned down with the cops in or something. But he's just a good person that made a mistake. Sorry, whatever Judge Slits or whatever, you need to go drink you some Slits because you're a fucking idiot. Oh, he's a good person, just made a mistake. Yeah, well, while the judge handed down a lighter sentence than prosecutors had requested, of course, they wanted him to get more time. The judge's like, oh, no, he's a good person. A good person. Yeah, whatever. He denied Williams' request for probation because he said the defendant was a leader and not a follower in the attack. Williams of Staples was among the thousands of protesters who surrounded the police station on May 28, 2020, 3 days after Floyd's death. At one point, the crowd was heard chanting, burn it down, referring to the police building, and became unruly. They didn't have unruly people there, right, during the riots? No, it was mostly... No, it was peaceful, just like, that's what the news people said. It really wasn't that bad. They tore down a fence intended to keep trespassers out of the 3rd Precinct, according to prosecutors. That's when Williams and 3 other men, Devon DeAndre Turner, 25, Brandon Michael Wolf, 23, and Dylan Shakespeare Robinson, lit and threw Molotov cocktails at the building and caused the near total destruction of the building. Acting U.S. Attorney W. Andrew Fox said in a statement, all 4 men pled guilty to conspiracy to commit arson. I think they didn't conspire. I think they fucking did it. Conspiracy. Fucking did it. And Williams was the last to be sentenced. Mr. Williams and his co-defendants have been held accountable for their dangerous and destructive actions. I thank our federal, state, and local partners who pursued justice in these cases, folks said. In addition to prison time, Williams will have to pay $12 million in restitution and will be subject to 2 years of post-supervision release. During last year's protest, several businesses were looted and torched, and a suspected looter was shot dead. Got what he fucking deserved. The city looked like a war zone after former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin knelt on Floyd's neck. The National Guard was deployed to rein in the violence. The rest of the story just goes into the Floyd stuff. Anyway, this motherfucker right here, Bryce Michael Williams, got a couple years in prison and a $12 million fine. He was out burning shit down, rioting, probably looting. This motherfucker probably don't even have a job at goddamn McDonald's. But he gonna pay $12 million back? I doubt that shit ever happens. But he's a good person. He just made a mistake. I don't hear him. You ever hear him saying, oh, that was a good cop. He just made a mistake. Even when they are in the right. Nope, you don't hear it. But this motherfucker is a good person. If I had a piece of shit of the day award or week award, head be on his fucking head right there. So that story's enough to piss you off right there. Bryce Michael Williams. $12 million fine. Huh, that's funny all by itself. All right. We're going to get in the other stuff. The Winston, I didn't put pictures and stuff up here on it, or videos on this next one. Everybody has heard about the Winston and Winston's, what's the hell's his last name? Smith. Winston Boogie or Boogie or whatever the fuck his last name is. Smith. He was shot. I don't want to say he's killed. He was shot and taken out by some federal marshals or task force in Minneapolis. Because them poor people, man, they getting hammered. Yes, right. You're right, Robert. That judge is a total fucking moron. Anyway, we're gonna start on this. The first story I read on it was I'll give a short backstory. If anybody don't know, most people should know that this guy got they got shot and killed on the roof of a parking garage in Minneapolis. He had warrants out for his arrest. I think they said evidence did show that he fired around at the federal marshals, and when you decide to play with bullets and try to give them to the cops, they usually give their cops their bullets right back to you. It's called sharing. Sharing is caring. They just happen to hit what they're shooting at. Anyway, this is from the family. It says, I will protect my brother's name. Family of Minneapolis man killed by deputies demand accountability. I love how these fucking people I demand it. Well, just because you demand something don't mean you fucking get it. Family of the man fatally shot by 2 sheriff's deputies in Minneapolis on Thursday tearfully pleaded for transparency and defended his character and history. While authorities did not immediately release the man's name, family and friends identified him as Winston Smith Jr., a 32-year-old father of 3. At a Friday's news conference, Smith's sister, T-shirt Tessa, I don't know how to say her name, Floyd, said her brother's reputation has been smeared and any past mistakes he made did not justify his death. See that one little word in there? His past mistake? That means he ain't this, nice person that they trying to make him out to be. Yeah, you're right, Robert. Family's being criminal. My brother was kind, she said. No, he wasn't perfect. None of us are. He was trying to turn... Here we go. Standard line. He was trying to turn over a new leaf, but they took that away from him. I love my brother, and I just don't want the world to judge him for what's being put out there, she added. I want to protect my brother's name until justice has been served. Speakers also asked for anyone who has cell phone footage of the shooting to come forward with it. No video footage of the incident has been released. The Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, which is leading the investigation, said there is no squad camera footage of the shooting, and the U.S. Marshal Service does not allow body cameras for officers on this task force. Minnesota Justice Coalition President Jonathan McLean questioned why law enforcement would not want to release footage if they believe their actions were justified, saying law enforcement may have something to hide, or there is no fucking footage of it because they didn't have any on, because it's something with the Federal Marshal's Office. It is important that we have transparency and accountability, McLean said at the news conference. We also question these task force that produce cowboy cops that make up their own rules and circumvent best practices. I didn't know these motherfuckers were riding horses up there. I thought they were in cars. Cowboy cops. They lack proper oversight and display patterns and practices that terrorize and do not protect and serve, he added. 2 sheriff's deputies, one from Hennepin County and one from Ramsey County, were involved in the shooting, according to the BCA. Anyway, it goes on, and he was a great guy. He was a aspiring comedian or something like that. She said Smith was prohibited from having a firearm. He was charged with illegally possessing one in 2019. Shelley Hopkins, who was in a long-term relationship with Smith, told the Associated Press that Smith suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder from his interactions with police. She said, despite his past mistakes, he did not deserve to be killed. He had post-traumatic stress. Post-traumatic stress from dealing with the police. Yeah, that's right. You can say, and Robert, I know you can't see his messages, but Roy is here. He's on YouTube because he is in Facebook prison once again, And he said he loved listening to these. Roy Robert is here also. Y'all just can't see each other because y'all on different platforms. Roy is back in Facebook prison. So, anyway, yes, they said he's a character. His mother, Tawana Wilson, said in the news conference he was a fun person, and it's a shame they keep killing our young black people. Well, if they would stop shooting at the police, it might not happen. He will be missed. Well, of course he will. But he supposedly made little short, funny skits and all kind of stuff like that. And, you know, he was an all around. He was a good person that just made a mistake. Also, according to I guess what that judge would say, just a good person just making mistakes. All these damn good people just out here making mistakes constantly. Anyway, we're gonna go on to. He was Winston Boogie Smith, 32. He was gunned down in Midwest City about 2 p.m. on that day he was shot. Evidence at the scene indicates that the man fired his weapon from inside the vehicle. Okay, so they have evidence. I think they recovered a shell casing, one or I don't know how many, but they recovered shell casings that he fired at the cops from inside the vehicle. Smith had made threatening posts after the police murder of Floyd, including some against cops. He made a statement online that said, "We got guns." I'm just reading how they wrote it. "We got guns and bulletproof vests too, or should be able to get them. Why not just rush these fucks and start this war they keep asking for?" Smith raged on Facebook. I wonder if he got put in Facebook jail for making threats. I doubt it. Fuck justice. Anyway, bitch, justice is an eye for an eye. You kill one of mine, we need one of yours. That's justice, right or wrong. Fuck being right, 'cause they keep doing us wrong. I'm down with the burn everything. Government not touch shit. Else I don't even need to loot. I'll buy my shit. Just kill them dirty ass cops off. We tired of being scared at the red light," he wrote. Now there's a picture on here of him posing with a picture of the great illustrious Ben fucking Crump. Mr., I'm just going to chase people around and, look for the next murder so I can try to sue some people because I'm just all about making some money. Fucking Ben Crump. Smith was wanted in the neighboring Ramsey County for failing to appear for a sentencing hearing May 19th after he pled guilty to felony firearm charges, court records show. The dad of two was convicted of, I thought he had 3 kids, I don't know. The dad of two was convicted of felony aggravated robbery in 2017 and on probation and unable to possess a firearm, records show. If he had been nabbed with a firearm by cops Thursday, he would have been sent back to prison. Aside from the robbery and firearm raps, Smith had 2 other arrests on his record for driving without a license, which he was convicted of, and for stealing 20 packs of Newport cigarettes. Well, he won't be able to, well, if he was still alive, he wouldn't be able to do that again because they about to ban them Newports. They ain't be able to get them no more Newport cigarettes. A rap which was dismissed. He also had been cited 15 times for traffic violations such as speeding and parking in snow zones and received 2 tickets for marijuana possession. Smith described himself on social media as a musician, actor, comedian, and photographer whose main goal was to inspire the youth and people who have been misled. Well, he's real fucking inspiring. What's he being? Inspiring to go to fucking jail and break the goddamn law? Yeah, that's somebody I'd want my kids looking up to. On May 24th, he shared a picture of himself posing with lawyer Ben Crump. He frequently posted videos on social media of his comedy skits he was involved with. Dozens of friends posted on Facebook like Thursday and like Friday to laminate his death. This can't be real. All souls hurt. You didn't deserve this. It's crazy. Yada, yada, yada. Anyway, that's the end of that story. Mr. Smith and his family ain't going to, my brother's name. Well, sound like he was a big flying hot piece of shit who fucking tried to shoot at he did shoot at the cops. Thank God he didn't hit a cop. And when he shot at them, they shot back at him and killed him. Saved the taxpayers some money. Don't have to pay for him in prison. But he was a great guy, just trying to get his life back straight. After being arrested umpteen times on probation, committing felonies left and right, making threats on Facebook saying that they need to kill cops and burn shit down and loot and all this stuff like that. He was such an upstanding citizen. For some reason, those SWJ people, social justice warrior people, they love to put them on pedestals and make us saints or, want to be role models out of these fucking thug-ass criminals. Fucking thug criminals. And they just want to, just hold him on a pedestal. Oh, look at him. Say his name. I ain't saying his fucking name. It's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, you're right, Robert. Fuck him. Because he was not a great guy like the media and everybody's trying to put him out to be. Oh, he was getting ready. Roy said that he was about to start Harvard this year, and the damn police ended that. I'm pretty sure that motherfucker I can't say for sure, but I'm pretty sure he probably didn't graduate high school. I'm not saying he was stupid. I'm just saying that he probably didn't graduate high school. I don't think that was high on his priority list. Shooting cops, eye for an eye, and all that bullshit like that. So I'm pretty sure, he hey, they want to live. You want to live that thug life. When you get taken out, people gonna cry and moan and groan about it. He brought that shit on himself. He could have gave up. He could have put his hands up, or he could have showed. How about this? How about he could have showed up for court, and they wouldn't have been looking for him. Or as I said before 100 times, how about this? How about you don't break the fucking laws in the first goddamn place, and you won't be in trouble? So the reason he's dead is his own fault, yet again. And it probably started when he was a teenager breaking the law. So that's that on him. Like I said, it's fucking ridiculous. Oh, well, they've been fucking, of course I know for the last, I think 4 or 5 days in Minneapolis, they've been, of course, they've been rioting and looting and burning shit up again. I don't see how much more of the city they can have left. They keep doing this shit like every other month or week or so. They keep rioting, looting, burning shit. If I was a business owner, I would not, or I'd take my insurance money and fucking walk. If I was one of them big corporations, Targets, Walmarts, any of them other big box stores, and these motherfuckers kept breaking in and stealing all my merchandise and damaging in my stuff, I'd be like, fuck y'all. Y'all better learn how to fucking grow tomatoes and corn and shit, because we're not opening no more stores in your area. If y'all just want to destroy it all the time, fuck it. You want to live in a hellhole? Live in a fucking hellhole. But don't cry. Do not cry when you don't have nowhere to go, no grocery shopping. You don't have this, you don't have that. It's because you burn it down. You run everybody out. Who wants to be there? Nobody wants to be there. I almost feel like the fucking old rocks, the fucking Guns N' Roses song, Welcome to the fucking Jungle. I mean, if you want to fucking destroy everything you have, do it. Just stay where you at, though. Don't come destroy other people's shit. And the cops over there, I mean, their hands are basically just tied. They're fucking tied. They can't do nothing. I wouldn't. If I worked there, I'd have quit, retired, or something, and find another job somewhere as hell. Yeah, Robert, you're right. Or they shoot little babies by the pool, which that happened in Baton Rouge. I think that's what, over Memorial Day weekend. I think I might have talked about it. I don't remember if I did or not. But But yeah, I think it was a 1-year-old baby or something got shot. Because motherfuckers can't shoot what they hit what they shoot. Now I think me and Doc did talk about it because we talked about they always say they gangsters and stuff. Well, real gangsters back in the mob days, they only killed the person they wanted to kill. They didn't kill everybody else surrounding the person they wanted to kill still standing there because they can't hit the broadside of a barn with a fucking bazooka. No, we didn't, Robert. We didn't see them in Baton Rouge because we're not for that. Not for that type of crime anyway. All right, let me mark that one down off of there. This next one, pull it up. It's kind of, I can't say it's funny, but it was different when I did read it. I was like, what the fuck is going on? We're going to pull it up. I can find it, make sure, see where I put it at. There's so much crap going on, and I saved so many stories to talk about, and then I gotta weed them out because we would be here a long time. Oh, here it is. This one here is called, it's from News 15 out of New Orleans. It's a Peacock channel. Anyway, the headline of the news thing said, ACLU of Louisiana's Justice Lab sues city of Eunice. Police chief after whistleblower exposes corruption within the police department. So the ACLU of Louisiana is suing the police chief in Eunice, the city, and everybody else. This American Civil Liberties Union of Louisiana, alongside Sidley Austin LLP, filed a lawsuit against the city of Eunice, Louisiana, its chief of police, and additional employees of the Eunice Police Department on behalf of the employee, Lieutenant Michael Dunn. Through the lawsuit, Lieutenant Dunn blows the whistle on perverse misconduct and corruption within the Eunice Police Department, including excessive use of force, neglect of inmates, medical needs, mishandling of evidence, a misuse of funds, which the department refuses to address. The lawsuit claims that Lieutenant Dunn notified state, local, and federal officials about the misconduct he witnessed, informing authorities that Eunice Chief of Police Randy Fontenot selectively enforces the law, protecting friends, family members, and political allies from criminal charges and turning a blind eye to favored officers' misconduct. It also alleges that Fontenot weaponizes the disciplinary process against employees of the department who are not on his good side or refuse to do his bidding. I'm going to leave my opinion on it in a minute. We'll keep reading. As we've seen in so many incidents of police violence, nationally and locally, law enforcement officers exploit the public's trust by using their power to protect dangerous officers rather than to protect the public, said the ACLU of Louisiana Executive Director Odoms. Indeed, the Eunice Police Department's derelict, I ain't going to try that word, practices under Chief Fontenot are akin to the types of unconstitutional and dangerous policing that should be subject to intense scrutiny at the state and national level, yet they remain hidden and shrouded in secrecy. What is clear is that a culture of corruption persists wherein reports of police misconduct are suppressed and employees who report illegal activity are punished. We demand a thorough investigation of the corruption, blah, blah, blah. It says, after nearly a decade at the Eunice Police Department, Lieutenant Dunn felt that the system he believed in was breaking down and moved forward with alerting authorities to the department's misconduct. All right, so he's been there about 10 years. And now all of a sudden, he wants to blow the whistle on stuff. But he's been there 10 years. I'm going to finish reading the story, but I'm saying my opinion on that part. I mean, to me, the way I feel about it without finishing off the story is, it sounds like to me somebody got pissed off because they got passed up for a promotion or something like that. And this is a retaliation now because he got pissed off about something. That's just where my mind's at right now with it. I mean, I can be totally wrong. That's just where my mind's at. When Chief Fontenot learned that Dunn wouldn't remain silent, he and other officers retaliated against him, among other punishments. Fontenot reduced Dunn's hours in compensation while spreading lies about Dunn within the department and the community, including enlisting an individual facing criminal charges to falsely claim that Lieutenant Dunn bribed him. Dunn has been threatened with bodily harm and targeted with baseless and pretextual disciplinary action in an effort to force his resignation. This is the 12th case we've filed as part of our Justice Lab campaign. In every case, it's one thing in common: a person brave enough to come forward and call out police abuse and misconduct when they see it or experience it firsthand, said the ACLU. Transparency is vital to American democracy. They love that. People, they just fuck this. They wearing that fucking word out. Transparency. And we are grateful to Lieutenant Dunn for bringing these hidden truths to light. Without him, the people of Eunice and our entire state, for that matter, would be unaware of the corruption at the core of this department and the unconstitutional and illegal police practices that have gone undisciplined and uncorrected for far too long. Lieutenant Dunn is seeking redress for violations of his First Amendment right to speak on matters of public concern, Louisiana whistleblower statute, and the Constitution of the State of Louisiana. He also seeks injunctive relief for defamation, civil conspiracy, false light invasion of privacy, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. His lawsuit seeks to correct policy failures of the Eunice Police Department and the city of Eunice. Anyway, I'm sorry. I mean, it's fucking Eunice for one thing, and I don't know. My gut's telling me that this guy's pissed about something. He got passed up for a promotion. Something happened. Him and the chief had a falling out or something like that, and this is his fucking payback. This is fucking payback. I don't know. I can be totally wrong. That's just where my mind is on it. That it's something else in it, and the ACLU just love to jump on anything, trying to make, if they think they can make cops look bad or something like that. It's just, I don't know what y'all think, but that's just how I think about it. The dude worked there for 10 fucking years, and then all of a sudden, out the blue, he's like, oh, all this bad stuff's going on now. I'm gonna have to go tell. No, I don't think so. Something else going on. So anyway, that's that story. I know it was long, might not be that fun, or that it hadn't been that interesting. I found it interesting that they're suing the fucking people. Anyway, we're gonna start this next one. This one does have a video on it. I don't know if y'all have seen this. Two different videos, two different police departments. I don't know if y'all seen it on the news or not, but we're going to put it up. It's got a little audio, and then we'll talk about them. I'll probably play both of them. So stand by for video one. As you can see, that is a Chicago police vehicle unit. And as you can see, I can't say young ladies, they're females on the unit twerking, shaking their hinnies, slapping their butt cheeks together, however you want to say it, on the unit. Heard that the women had asked the officers they could dance by his unit. There's no law. People can dance on the sidewalk wherever they want to. And then they proceeded to climb on top of his unit, and that's why he's driving away. I think at one point you can see him, the partner or something, somebody's arm comes out like trying to motion him to get off or something like that, and they wouldn't get off. Of course, he don't want to accelerate, and then they fall off and get hurt, and then they'll probably charge him with that in Chicago, my poor Chicago people, cops over there. So anyway, we'll keep watching it. It's fucking just sickening. That is, I mean, really? Yeah, no mask and no social distancing. I don't know. Is Chicago still locked down? Probably so. This next video here, I just happened to cross it. It happened, I think, a week or so ago, and I just happened to cross. I didn't even see this one on the news. But anyway, this one was out of St. Louis. Now, that shit there, I mean, to me, if that cop would have fired around from inside that vehicle, I mean, personally, if I have that many people, if the vehicle was occupied, I'm not sure. It didn't say. But if I was a cop inside that vehicle, that surrounded by that many people jumping up and down on the car, would that not make you kind of worry and for your safety in your life and stuff like that? So if one of these cops ends up firing a round off and shooting and killing one of these idiots, you know they're gonna try to charge him with murder. Well, in these fucking places in Chicago and St. Louis, they probably would, even if he's defending himself. But it's fucking just ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. And they just like, yeah, you're right, Emily. No respect for anyone. You're correct. Nobody has any respect. And there's no consequences for their action. They got catch and release in all these big cities. They let them go, let them get out. I mean, start putting people in jail. They need to untie the cops' hands. Unfortunately, in all these big liberal cities, these cops' hands are tied, and the cops are the ones going to end up getting hurt because they don't want to use force that's justified, because you got these fucking attorney generals and district attorneys that side with the criminals instead of anybody else. It's sickening. In like I said, all these people out here with their little camera phones. I mean, there's phones, cameras taking pictures. It's just like a big fucking party to them. I bet you those females, parent, whichever one it happened to be, are real proud. I'd be totally proud if I just turned the TV on or news or something like that, and I saw my daughter on top of a police car slapping her ass cheeks together, making a spectacle out of herself. That would make me a very, very proud father. I'm fucking lying through my teeth right now. I would go track my daughter down, and she knows it, and it wouldn't be pretty. I don't think my daughter would ever do anything like that. So these parents must be so proud of their children. Of course, these kids are almost adults or young adults. I mean, they think this shit's cool. Yes, Emily, criminals are protected, and it is extremely sad. Roy's like all these idiots are one-parent household and most likely raised by the mom only. You're correct. Men in this country, I don't know why this younger generation and stuff like that, people want to think it's, especially men, think it's okay just to run around and have babies all over the place and don't help pay for them, don't raise them. It's like, you know what, any moron, any idiot can get a woman pregnant and make a baby. It takes a man to support and be a dad and a father is the problem in this country. All these, pulled a guy over. I mean, if you go back, I don't know how many episodes it was, a while back, I pulled a guy over. And I mean, I forget, he had, like 12 or 13 kids, and he was bragging how this guy he worked with had 21 kids. Really? So you really think he's really? It's ridiculous. It's sad. What's sad is these children are growing up, and this is what they're turning into. Because unfortunately, a lot of these moms are doing the best they can, but they have to work 2 and 3 jobs, so they're not home because dad's not paying child support. So they're working these jobs trying to support the kids and, feed them and everything else. There's no dad there to help. He's not paying nothing. So the kids are just growing up on the streets. And I guess growing up on the streets is just, it's cool to just, dance on police cars or jump up and down on them and stuff like that and destroy other people's property or government property or rob and steal and murder and everything else. That's unfortunately the way society is heading. And all these people live in these big old cities and stuff like that. The good people. I mean, like I said, especially law enforcement. Virginia and Illinois and stuff like that. I got some of my higher listener averages are in these states, and I feel sorry for, like I said, these people, Chicago people, and the cops. I definitely feel sorry for the cops. I don't know how if you were working for that department, you listen to me. I don't know how you're still doing it, brothers, sisters. Heart goes out to you. I don't know how you are dealing with it. Now, you maybe you're too close to quit and go find another job somewhere. It's sad. Roy says he's glad he raised his children not to do shit like that. I would have beat that ass, and that many parents want to be their fucking friend. That's right. When I've always told my kids when they were growing up, if you want a friend, you better go to school and make some. I am not your friend. I am your parent, and I'm not going to be your friend. I'm more friendly now. My kids are grown. My daughter, 27 years old now, so she's grown and raised. She got her own children. I can be more friendly with her now because she's grown. I mean, I got a son living in Texas somewheres, and as far as I know, he's doing good. I mean, neither one of them ended up in jail. Thank God. So, and I wasn't the best father in the world either because I was working all the time and stuff, but I tried to do my best, and I always paid my child support and stuff, never missed a payment. So, you don't have to, you can make an effort to try at least when these with your kids, especially if you're a man. If you're a man, you men need to step the hell up. Got this other story I'm looking for where I had it at. Here we go. I don't have a video on it. Anyway, this a Louisiana story. Is from WBRZ2 ABC out of Baton Rouge. Anyway, it says prison supervisor hospitalized after weekend attack in a maximum security cell block. I believe this happened this past weekend. A prison supervisor spent the weekend in critical condition after being stabbed by an inmate, sources told WBRZ. The supervisor and another corrections officer were attacked Friday at Dixon Correctional in East Feliciana Parish. The officer was treated for injuries that were not as severe as the supervisor's injuries. Multiple sources told Chris Nakamoto and the WBRZ investigative unit about the incident. Sources said the jailers were letting an inmate out of his cell in a maximum security cell block to take a shower when the attack happened. The inmate was immediately transferred to Angola. As of Monday morning, the state prisons office had not released details about the inmate. Sources said the inmate used a handmade shank whittled down like an ice pick. The supervisor, who was in critical condition, was stabbed in the chest and suffered a punctured lung. According to sources, surveillance cameras captured the entire incident. Late Monday afternoon, the Department of Corrections issued the following statement regarding the attack. Said Friday, the Dixon Correctional Institute inmate attacked 2 correctional officers. Both officers were transported to the hospital. Anyway, from follow-up stories I've read on it and heard that the one that was in critical condition has stabilized and is I don't think he's in critical condition anymore. He's stable now. The other guy wasn't injured as bad, and the inmate, I believe, he is being charged with the I guess attempted murder or something like that. But he's being charged. They're telling what he was in there for anyway. I mean, he probably used a fucking toothbrush or something over time and just scraping it on the floor and sharpened it up or something like that. I mean, you can be surprised on what these inmates can make, and they got a lot of time on their hands to fucking do it with, too. So, at least no one died in that incident. So, hope they both get better and are able to get back to work. And piece of shit inmate, I hope he gets what's coming to him. But I'm sure he was a good fella, too. He was turning his life around, and, he didn't deserve to be taken out of his shell and brought down and take a shower. It wasn't his fault. He was a good person. He just made a mistake, right? Just made a mistake. Such a good guy. We pull some other ones up because I had some other ones just in case I was short on time, and I got a little bit of time left. This coming up Sunday, I don't have a guest lined up yet. I'm thinking about just going it solo. I haven't done that in a while because I've got quite a few good traffic stories from the last couple of weeks that I can talk about. This one here, this story's out of Cincinnati. I saw it. Everybody knows what they call them, katydiddies, or, we call them locusts. Anyway, they're out again. And anyway, one of them is blamed for causing a car crash in Ohio. The insect flew through an open window, striking the driver in the face on Monday night, Cincinnati police said. The motorist drove off Riverside Drive and crashed into a utility pole, damaging his vehicle. The motorist sustained minor injuries, but police tweeted photos showing the car was heavily damaged. The locusts are swarming across Cincinnati area. They're part of the Broad X, which emerge from the ground every 17 years to mate. Anyway, I had my experience I talked about not long ago with a lightning bug hitting me in the face going down the road. One thing I can say, if you're in this Cincinnati area, I would make sure I kept my windows rolled up until these damn locusts go away. I bet you it hurt, too. I've been hit by some bugs on a motorcycle, and not as big as this one. And they hurt like a son of a bitch. Bugs can do some pretty good damage to you, especially if you get hit in the eyeball with them. That's why you're supposed to wear glasses, even with a windshield. All right. We're going to do one more. This one, I don't know if y'all have read about this one or heard about it. This is, I don't know if I talked about this story before. I know I read it before and was in my list, and I don't know if we talked about it or not, but this is like a follow-up to it. Anyway, this single mom had been arrested because she left her kids alone in a hotel room, and she went to work. They were unattended. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I think they were wandering around or something. Anyway, she ended up getting arrested for child abandonment or child endangerment or both or something like that. A follow-up story is a single mother that was charged with working while her kids were alone in the Motel 6 found not guilty. A judge, now here we go, these fucking judges, some of these. A judge has apologized. The judge apologized to her, to the 24-year-old single mother during a hearing on May 26th. because she was charged with 2 counts of disorderly conduct, child endangerment. Oh, I'm sorry you got arrested, fucking judges. This was in Ohio. Ohio mom, Shayna Bell, who once worked at Little Caesars, was charged in February for leaving behind her 9-year-old and her 3-year-old in a Motel 6 while she worked at the pizza restaurant up the road. I'm going off of memory. I don't deal with the juvenile law. I think here in Louisiana, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong or not. Like I said, this is just going to, I think you have to be 12 years old before you can be left home alone here in Louisiana. Like I said, I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it. Like I said, I'm going off of memory. Although Judge Jeffrey Alder said the matter should have been handled through a relevant social services agency, he did not believe Bell committed a crime. Well, she did commit a crime. She fucking left her little children alone in a fucking hotel. I guess not in, where's that, Ohio? Guess it's okay. Just leave your fucking kids by themselves. They fend for themselves. Charges were dismissed. When the matter arose, I was personally offended that this young woman was arrested and taken to jail instead of being served with a summons. That should never have happened. People with more serious offenses are not being taken to jail at this time, Alder said. Based on everything I know about the case, it could have been handled a lot differently. I think Miss Bell learned a lesson here. I guess she did. And she also received how much money? How much money did she get me? Because I guess somebody online fundraiser, so I'm assuming it's a GoFundMe. She got herself a whopping, received more than $165,000 to support her family since her arrest became public. Her campaign, because mainstream wants supporters like Quality Control music label co-founder Perry P. Thomas and NBA player Javal McGee chipped in. My mom used to have to do the same thing when we were young. Not because of abandonment issues, it's because people can't afford child care working at a pizza shop, Thomas commented on Instagram. She wasn't hanging out at the club, she was at work. The children's father called the police, and after authorities found the 2 kids, 10-year-old Faith, I thought she was 9. This writer needs to get their shit together. And a 3-year-old Jade on February 11th, 6 p.m. at the Hotel 6 in Liberty, Ohio. Faith told police their mom would be coming home around 10 p.m. That is why Bell was charged with 2 misdemeanor counts of endangering children. The kids were turned over to their father. In Bell's defense, she said her elder kid was capable of looking out for the smaller sibling. In addition, someone did check in on them every hour while she was away. Why couldn't that person that was checking in on them just babysit them? If they're going to check on them every hour, why don't you just fucking babysit the kids? My kids bring me joy. They make me laugh. They're my world. I would never do anything to harm my kids. My kids are everything to me, she told the News. That's all I do is go to work and take care of my kids. That's all I do. I had to go to work. My daughter decided that she wanted to stay here. My daughter told me that she is where she wants to be, and I felt that she was old enough to be able to stay here with her sister for a few hours because my job is right down the street, she added. Now she is living comfortably with her children at her new house. Well, I guess so. Her free new house. And God. Yes, that was me throwing my phone onto the table if you heard that thump. Because that shit is funny. Now she got a new house. Because she went to jail for fucking leaving her kids alone. That's the world we live in today. Well, of course, I mean, sure, 9-year-old's well and old enough to be able to take care of the 3-year-old. Because according to some people now, I mean, young children in, early elementary school can decide they want to be, girls or boys, or even when they're not. So I guess so. I guess if you look at it that way, the 9-year-old was fine because I mean, the 9-year-old's old enough to decide if she wants to change her sexual identity or who she is at 9. So yeah, I assume so. In this crazy world, pretty soon I guess they could let them vote too coming up, right? Just let them vote. 9-year-old probably be voting for fucking Elmo for president or some shit. Pee Wee Herman. So. They wouldn't. I mean, hell, Pee Wee Herman nowadays, they wouldn't even have took him off the air after he got caught in a porno theater jacking off, because that's perfectly fine now too. All right, I'm not gonna keep y'all any longer. Been ranting about shit long enough. Anyway, if anybody got any suggestions or anything else, you can email me at motorcopchronicles@gmail.com. Or hit me up on Facebook. I have been putting some videos up on Rumble. Go check that out. And we're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. There's other platforms become available that I can live stream on. And if people watch, I will use them. But until then, we're kind of stuck right now. If you are in law enforcement, if you do some more in law enforcement or a first responder, a veteran, and would like to come on the show and tell a story, hang out, talk, whatever, hit me up. Or if you have a story you just want me to read with my great articulate voice, which is totally sarcasm right there. If you want to write a story down and let me read it and fuck it up, I'll do that too. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed it. It says, have a good night. And Roy says he loves you, Robert. I love the man loves. The man love. Anyway, until Sunday, like I said, I don't know if I'm going to have a guest yet or not. We will see. If not, I may just be going solo. I've been compiling a whole bunch of stories from the street, from behind the bars. And so everybody stay safe. Watch your back. And remember to always smile, because the Iceman could always be behind you.